Winds of change seem to be blowing in India's competitive aviation space. After a year that saw capacity declining, the high-profile Kingfisher Airlines grounding operations, passenger growth slipping, things finally seem to be looking up. The government's policy to liberalize the skies with 49% FDI has seen a deal activity spurting, joint ventures being formed, and interest being shown by foreign airlines from geographies as far-flung as Japan, Scandinavia, and the Gulf. But with old challenges of taxation and high fuel costs not going away anywhere, fare wars raging and competition heating up, is the sector now going to witness some serious disruptive activity? That's our second debate tonight on We Mean Business. And joining us on the show, Mr. Saroj Datta, former ED of Jet Airways in our Mumbai studios. Also joining in from our New Delhi studios, Mr. Dubey, partner and head of aviation at KPMG, and H.S. Khola, former DGCA. Both of them join in from the capital. I want to begin with Mr. Datta. Sir, lots of activity happening in the aviation space in the Indian skies. In fact, are positive winds blowing?
Certainly, as far as FDI is concerned, I think it's started playing a role in the Indian civil aviation industry earlier than FDI in other sectors had done. We've seen two realms of activities. One is FDI investment in an existing carrier, and second, talk of another foreign carrier starting a new airline in this country.
Right. Dubey, I know there are lots of opinions, reservations on what this would do to the market. But is the entry of AirAsia in some sense a signal that foreign carriers, despite all the difficulties that are spoken about, continue to see Indian aviation as a big opportunity spot?
Absolutely, Nikhil, because if you look at the long-term outlook of the Indian aviation sectors is extremely bullish, as Saroj Datta also just mentioned. We have a very low flyer base, just about 1 or 2% air penetration. This is the fourth largest economy in the world, tipped to be the third largest. Given this situation, we can only get better from here. And with the reform measures being undertaken by the ministry, the advantages will of course follow with a little bit of a lag effect. When this FDI policy had been announced about 5 months back, we had predicted that we'll see about 2 or 3 equity investments or 1 or 2 startups happening, and we're seeing early signs of that. So I think things are looking up now.
Right. Ambar, but a lot of people saying, you spoke about the reform agenda, a lot of people saying that even the 49% cap, if not liberalized further, wouldn't change things much on the ground. What's your sense on that?
No, I guess this is just a case of dil mange more. So whatever, I think earlier the whole discourse over the last 6 or 7 years had been about whether we should get 24 or 25 or 26% FDI. The government surprised us by actually going 2 steps forward and going for 49% FDI. And now we are seeing one deal which is already on the table. So I guess I think let's take it a bit at a time. There are other reform measures which are much more important. Which you also mentioned earlier, which is on the ATF taxes, the MRO taxes, the airport duties, the talent generation in this country, because we don't have education facilities for aviation at the moment, which can fuel this kind of or supply the sort of requirements that we have. These are some of the other issues which also need to be addressed now. But overall, things look much, much positive now.